You are endowed with all the necessary infrastructure to become a better version of yourself.
A chain smoker doesn't enjoy smoking.
Ask them.
Okay.
Even a drug addict will tell you.
कैसे ओवरकम करे इस एडिक्शन को, स्पेसिफिकली वील से सोशल मीडिया एडिक्शन?
That was the first time somebody told him that he was powerful.
And in school, you used to get good grades?
Yes, I was a topper.
Topper? Oh, topper बैठे मेरे सामने. So what are your hobbies then? What do you do?
See, I am a boring fellow. Parents don't spend time with their kids.
But kids don't want to spend time with their parents.
Wrong.
And what kind of problems do they come to you with?
What kind of problems people don't have?
So घर पे then what else? Cooking वगैरह you like?
My mom doesn't allow me because she
Why?
says
ये है स्पॉडकास्ट, द स्पिरिचुअल पॉडकास्ट, जिसमें हम करते हैं बहुत सारी इंटरेस्टिंग बातें एंड वेयर वी डीप डाइव इनटू स्पिरिचुअलिटी। तो आज हमारे साथ है बाल किशोर जी, जिनसे हम करने वाले हैं बहुत सारी बातें। बाल किशोर जी इज द वीपी बेटर लिविंग एट सीयर्स टेक्नोलॉजीज। तो चलिए करते हैं उनसे बातें। हेलो बाला किशोर जी।
हेलो,
हाउ आर यू?
वेरी गुड,
वेलकम टू स्पॉडकास्ट।
थैंक यू।
तो ऐसा कभी किया है आपने पॉडकास्ट पहले?
नहीं,
कभी नहीं किया है, फर्स्ट एक्सपीरियंस है आपके लिए? अच्छा, आपका इंट्रोडक्शन में पढ़ रही थी, उसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें थी, तो मुझे आप बताइए आप एग्जैक्टली कौन हो, क्योंकि मैंने पढ़ा, आपने किताबें भी लिखी है, हाँ, आप इंजीनियर हो, आप ब्रेन के बारे में भी बातें करते हो, आपने वो भी सीखा है, तो आप थोड़ा सा बताइए आप एग्जैक्टली कौन हो, क्या करते हो?
I consider myself as a student.
Student?
Student of life and student for life. That's who I am.
तो थोड़ा सा इसको elaborate करेंगे?
Student for life means I'll continue to study as long as I'm alive.
ओके, नाइस। वो लर्निंग एटीट्यूड है आपका, इसकी वजह से इतनी सारी चीजें आप सीख रहे हो।
So I consider myself more as a someone who is interested in exploring,
Okay.
in learning, and then sharing. So those
Okay.
are the two words. If you ask me, how do you define Bala Kishore? Then Bala Kishore is defined by only two words: learning and sharing.
Learning and sharing.
I don't learn to share, but I share because I have learned something.
Nice. Okay. Okay, और किसके साथ शेयर करते हैं?
Anyone who is interested.
Anyone
like
who's
now
interested.
you wanted me to share something, so I'm
अच्छा.
sharing with you.
Okay, तो आपके ऑफिस में भी करते हैं शेयर?
Yes.
अच्छा, so people in your office are interested.
Yeah. I am more like a coach and a counselor
Mm-hmm.
and a leadership trainer in
Okay.
our office. That's the role I play.
अच्छा.
That's why I'm called as Vice President Better Living.
ओके, ये मैंने एक्चुअली फर्स्ट टाइम सुना है।
वो फर्स्ट टाइम ही है, क्योंकि वो गूगल करेंगे तो भी नहीं मिलेगा। मैं और मेरे सीईओ दोनों ने सर्च करके जो वर्ड नहीं है बाहर, वो टाइटल लिया है, बिकॉज दैट्स द काइंड ऑफ वर्क आई डू। इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ अपने कंपनी में जिसका कोई नहीं है, जिसके साथ वो समझते हैं कि किससे बात करनी है, यू नो, समटाइम्स यू नीड समबडी, यू कांट स्पीक विद योर मैनेजर, you can't speak with your boss, you can't speak with your HR, but you need somebody who can understand and relate and who can empathize with you. That's the role I play. That's why even though I'm a VP, nobody reports to me.
Okay. And what kind of problems do they come to you with?
What kind of problems people don't have. Whether it is about relationships, it is about addictions, about overthinking, about financial issues, about professional issues, all sorts of them. So when you have somebody who is living, you will have all sorts of people, all sorts of problems. 1,300 people in our company.
Okay. So you talked about addictions. So what kind of addictions?
Whether it is behavioral or substance, whatever gives you that kick, you get addicted to it.
And it can also be social media.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Whatever, whether it is a behavioral addiction like surfing, or trying to play games, or it is substance addiction like smoking, alcohol, drugs, it could be anything.
Substance abuse के लिए भी थोड़ा सा में भी मुश्किल है, कैसे acquire करे, किसको पूछे, पैसे भी चाहिए, but social media addiction, ये तो it is like एक click में ये सब मिल रहा है.
Accessibility and affordability, both of them have increased addictions.
एंड छोटे छोटे बच्चे भी आजकल एडिक्ट हो रहे हैं.
Yes.
सो कैसे ओवरकम करें इस एडिक्शन को, स्पेसिफिकली वील से सोशल मीडिया एडिक्शन?
When you talk about social media addiction, you need to redefine the problem. You get, as people, we need that connect, we need that positive engagement, we need that love, we need that safety. When you don't get these, then you start moving towards the virtual world. That is one reason. Second, when you don't know how to keep your mind positively engaged, when something is free, even in mind, if the mind is free, something will fill it. So you start filling with those things which are very easily accessible. And now all these things are affordable.
Right. So these are the reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. Now how do you overcome it? क्या करें? So two things here. मतलब समझो जो एडिक्टेड है वो इंसान क्या करे, एंड पेरेंट्स का भी रोल थोड़ा सा इसमें क्या होना चाहिए, अगर उनको लग रहा है छोटे बच्चे एडिक्टेड है तो वो कैसे हैंडल करे?
Most importantly, I'll handle the second question first. If you have a kid, as a parent, irrespective of their age, you must learn to spend time with them. Today, parents don't spend time with their kids.
But kids don't want to spend time with their parents.
Wrong. Kids don't want to spend time with their parents because parents do not become kids with kids. Parents judge, and kids don't like judgment. When you become a kid with the kid, they would love to play with you.
Okay.
They want you to allow them to be themselves. When you impose your vision, they would not want to work with you or play with you. This principle people need to understand. The brain is a wonderful attachment machine. It gets attached to things, attached to ideas, attached to people. If nothing else, it will create something to get attached to.
Okay.
So, whenever you say you don't do this, won't work, because brain doesn't work that way. Instead, you say you do something else. So, instead of saying don't do this, parents must learn to help their kids to choose an alternative. What else can they do? As a parent, if you want to save your kid, then you must learn to spend time with them. There's no other way. Or create an atmosphere or an environment where your kid can live or can stay or play or work with his humjins who are like-minded. And who are not prone to these kind of addictions. Because it is the peers that put a lot of pressure. And whatever time you are spending with the kid, what kind of conversations are you having? Are those conversations empowering? Are those conversations allowing your kid to develop that self-love and self-compassion? Or are you constantly comparing? उसको देख, वो क्या कर रहा है, तू क्या कर रहा है, वो तेरे से छोटा है, कितनी सारी चीजें सीखा है, वो फर्स्ट आता है, तू स्कूल भी जाता है, ट्यूशन भी जाता है, सेकंड ट्यूशन भी जाता है, फिर भी इतना ही है. That constant comparison puts a lot of pressure. Instead, when you start treating your kid as someone who is unique, because there's nobody like you in this whole universe, there's nobody like me in this whole universe.
इसमें एक रिस्क है क्या कि वो they become spoiled with this?
Again, it's not about pampering.
Okay.
When you pamper, they get spoiled. But you're always putting them in touch with reality. You are acknowledging their uniqueness and encouraging them to be themselves and explore what they like.
So this is the role of parents. और जो दूसरा क्वेश्चन है वो कि जो खुद addicted है वो क्या करे?
First thing is, you need to understand what is it that you are searching for in the name of addiction. कोई ना कोई आपको प्राप्ति हो रही है, क्या हो रही है, और उस प्राप्ति को आप किसी और तरीके से प्राप्त कर सकते हैं. That is the first step. Because no addict likes it. They want it, but they don't like it.
No
There's a big
addict
difference.
likes it.
Yes, they want it, but they don't like it. You ask a chain smoker, they will say, I don't enjoy smoking, but I need it.
A chain smoker doesn't enjoy smoking.
Ask them.
Okay.
Even a drug addict will tell you. Do you think I would want to suffer like that? No, but I want it.
Okay, तो पहले ये देखना है कि मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ.
Yes, and understand that your brain is capable of creating alternate habits. Your brain, biologically, you are endowed with all the necessary infrastructure to become a better version of yourself.
Okay.
So when I start creating new pathways, when I start engaging myself in new way of doing things by replacing the old one, and when I bring in this consciousness, and this is where spirituality comes in, I don't start saying that I am a victim of my senses. I don't say my mind is a monkey, kutta hai, billi hai, horse hai, ye main nahi kahunga. I'll start with, I am the master of my mind. See the difference it makes. I can control my thoughts. I can control my urge. I am not a slave. I am a master. तो जब ये स्मृति बदल जाती है, तो स्मृति सो समर्थी. Then you start saying, until then you thought you were a slave, but now you are saying I am a master. I'll give you a simple example. One of my friends, he brought in his friend who was an addict. And young fellow, 25, 26. He was really interested, checked in and checked out from the rehab a few times, got frustrated, really interested. He wanted to come out of it, but he was not able to. Then my friend said, Bala, can you help? I said, fine. So in the first conversation itself, this is what we discussed. I said, you are the master of your mind. You are not the slave of that substance. Okay. He started crying. Because he tried so many times, he failed so many times that it got ingrained inside his mind that I am a slave, I am incapable of overcoming this. I am weak, I am helpless and hopeless. But when I reminded him that you have that power, you can control. That was the first time somebody told him that he was powerful. Otherwise, for so many years, he was feeling powerless. He thought there is no other way. Okay, so just this shift in one's perspective will help? Yes, it adds, because that's the beginning. That's the beginning. Okay, beginning. Because once he understood that he is the master, once he understood that he doesn't have to heed to that thought that comes, because I taught him a few more things about positive self-talk and how thinking happens, he started using those. He consciously started staying away and from gratifying himself as soon as the thought came. He didn't allow it. Okay. As soon as the thought came, he said, I am the master, I will do something else. Okay, तो exactly उस moment में अपने आप को याद दिलाना है. Exactly. And उस moment में याद नहीं आएगा. जब आप अभ्यास करते जाएंगे तो उस मोमेंट में भी याद आएगा. ओके, अच्छा. राइट, बाकी समय में भी अभ्यास करना पड़ेगा, वो प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी. I am the master. And when he started doing, it's been 2 years now, he's sober. Okay. So he engages himself in exercise, in many other things. तो प्रैक्टिस करनी है मतलब क्या करना है? लिखना है, मुख से बोलना है, क्या करे? You practice that I am the master and learn not to engage the thought and forcefully, consciously distract yourself. Because remember I just said, don't tell the brain not to do this. Instead say, I will do something else. So decide beforehand what you want to do. किसी को मन ही नहीं है समझो, जैसे आपने अभी रीडिंग बोला, नहीं मन है रीडिंग करने का भी, कुछ नहीं करने का मन. No, that is when you have to force yourself to come out and start connecting with nature. Nature. That's a simple thing. Simple thing. Come out, watch the kids, watch the sunshine, keep doing it. Force yourself with this thought, okay, this is the only process that will help me come out of this habit. ये आपको याद दिलाना है. Because even if it is boring in the beginning, you will continue to do. Because it needs patience, it needs perseverance. जैसे आपको मैंगो चाहिए, फ्रूट चाहिए. संडे इवनिंग एक अच्छा सीड लेके गए और अपने गार्डन में आपने उसको यू सोड द सीड. मंडे मॉर्निंग यू गो एंड ओपन इट एंड से आर यू रेडी. होगा? ठीक है. रेडी नहीं हो? ठीक है बंद कर दो. फिर ट्यूसडे मॉर्निंग आ जाओ, फिर निकालो. आर यू रेडी? अच्छा अभी भी रेडी नहीं है. ठीक है. एक वीक के बाद आओ, पूछेंगे आर यू रेडी. होगा? नो. इफ इट इज अ नॉर्मल मैंगो ट्री इट विल टेक 5 to 6 years. So that is the kind of effort you need to put in to get the fruit. So you must learn to postpone your gratification with this confidence कि मैं सही रास्ते पे चल रहा हूँ, मुझे मेहनत करना ही है. जब तक मुझे वो प्राप्ति हासिल नहीं होगी तब तक मैं मेहनत करते रहूंगा. And in between, even if I fail sometimes, that's okay.
ओके. तो ओवरकमिंग एडिक्शंस के बारे में आपने बताया, तो आपने कभी यूज किया किसी टेक्निक का टू ओवरकम एनी ऑफ योर एडिक्शंस, कि आपको कभी एडिक्शंस नहीं थे?
What you call as addiction, it also depends on the definition. According to my threshold, if I spend a few extra minutes, I might not like it. But in general definition, that is not addiction. When an activity is completely occupied in your head, it is constantly disturbing you and not allowing you to do your lead your regular course of life, then only it is considered addiction. So the bar is very high.
Okay, तो ऐसी कोई चीज आपके लाइफ में नहीं रही?
For me, as someone who's been practicing meditation for 30 years.
30 years?
Yes.
Okay.
So my threshold is not so high.
Okay. Okay, so how was life before 30 years?
It was fun, equally fun.
Equally fun.
As I said, I've always enjoyed learning. I've always enjoyed reading. So I was exploring different topics, different subjects, and had good friends. And of course, I also used to play, not much, but outdoor games and travel places, explore things.
Okay, schooling and all कहाँ पे? यहाँ पे
हैदराबाद में हुआ.
हैदराबाद.
Yes.
अच्छा. And in school you used to get good grades?
Yes, I was a topper.
Topper? टॉपर बैठे मेरे सामने. और उसके बाद कॉलेज आगे भी टॉपर?
Yeah, both school, 11th, 12th and engineering. In MTech, I was not the topper, but all through rest of the time, I was the first in the class.
Okay. So you're very intelligent. That's why itni sari
I don't know
cheezein.
if I can call myself intelligent.
Then who can call himself intelligent? Then
But
if you
just
cannot.
because you come first does not mean you are intelligent.
अच्छा, okay.
Right? You just good marks.
Okay.
So you can also come first when everyone else is interested in coming only second. Right? अगर मुझे 60 भी आए और किसी और को 59 आए तो 60 भी फर्स्ट रैंक हो जाएगा.
Right.
Right? So rank is not a barometer for intelligence.
Okay. तो जैसे आपने कहा कि स्कूलिंग एंड देन कॉलेज एंड एवरीथिंग फन, पढ़ाई भी चल रही थी, फन भी चल रहा था. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ फन? क्या करते थे कॉलेज में? Hanging out with friends?
This was way back in 80s and 90s. So we neither had mobiles and the television at home came only in 10th standard.
Okay.
And that television also had only one channel, Doordarshan. And those of you may not be old enough, but others who are old enough, they would know. 10 बज गया तो टुई वो सर्कल ही आता है, उसमें और कुछ आता नहीं है दूरदर्शन में उस टाइम पे. वो दूरदर्शन का लोगो ही, दैट इज व्हाट यूज्ड टू रिपीट विद दैट म्यूजिक इन द बैकग्राउंड. सो द ओनली एंटरटेनमेंट वी हैड वाज गो आउट, whether it is about playing marbles, playing cricket, whether it is gilli danda, running. These were the regular games that I used to play
and going
with
for a
the
movie
kids.
and everything.
Movies, even in those days, we didn't have a lot of movie theaters, and I was not a great movie buff anyway.
Achha.
I would say that I have never indulged in
Okay.
things beyond a point. So
Achha.
that indulgence never comes to me naturally.
Okay. And music? Radio पे गाने सुनना?
Yes.
That used
From
to
10 to 11, I don't know if it comes now. So we used to have Amin Saini's Aapki Farmaish and then Bina Kha Geet Mala.
Okay.
Those were the standard staple
So who's your
during
favorite
11th,
singer?
12th. My mother tongue is Telugu.
Okay.
So my favorite singer is, in Telugu, we have a singer called Ghantasala.
Okay.
And then in Hindi, of course, I like Mohammad Rafi, Mukesh, and for some of the songs even Hemant Kumar.
Okay. Abhi ke
Of course, even Kishore Kumar.
no Arijit Singh and everything. Abhi you are not listening to
I
any
don't
Bollywood
listen
stuff.
because for I might be wrong, but I feel there's a difference between most of the songs I used to listen of those 60s and 70s and the songs of after 2000. दोनों गाने सुनने से आपको अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन फर्क इतना है, पुराने गाने सुनने के समय आपको अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन आज के गाने गाना पूरा होने के बाद आपको अच्छा लगता है कि शांत हो गया, अभी गड़बड़ खत्म हो गया. यू फील पीसफुल क्योंकि वो गड़बड़ अभी खत्म हो गई. दैट इज द ओनली डिफरेंस. वो सुनने के समय होता था, ये सुनने के खत्म होने के बाद वो शांति अनुभव होती है. दैट इज व्हाट आई फील.
Okay. So what are your hobbies then? What do you do? बाकी आपने तो कहा you're working and everything, meditation करे, पर hobbies क्या है? कि meditation ही hobby आपकी?
See, I am a boring fellow. Very predictable, absolutely boring. That is what my friends tell me. So I don't have this hobbies of collecting something. या जाओ और बहुत सारे pictures खींचो और उसका. I love photography. I do travel, but none of it like कि मुझे ये करना ही है. So whatever time I get, I spend time in nature.
Okay.
And well, I consider it routine. And my friends call it boring discipline. You pick the word. So for me, that is a routine I follow, whether it is my meditation, whether it is my reading, whether it is spending a little bit of time with my friends. And even while doing that with friends, they, beyond a point, they don't like speaking with me because they'll say कि यार तू तो बेकार है, ये serious चीजें क्यों बात करता है, ये normal चीजें क्यों बात नहीं करता है. So most of the time I'm spending time with my books.
But you have friends?
Yeah, lots of them.
Lots of them.
Lots of them. Yeah. So we have some good conversations. We share what they are doing, what I'm doing. But I don't go out because it's all different parts of the city, very difficult to travel. And now for the last 5 years anyway, I'm working out of home, and almost all my classmates and friends, most of them are not even in the country.
Okay.
So we just exchange messages and once in a while have a call. That's it.
Oh, and yes, writing is also one of your hobbies. क्योंकि मैं जब सेट पे आई यहाँ पे तो टीम ने ना ये बुक रखी थी. So I was asking them, क्योंकि ये नई एंट्री है सेट पे, तो I was asking them ये क्यों रखा. तो they told me कि हमारे जो गेस्ट है उन्होंने ये किताब लिखी है. So I also wanted to ask about this.
Writing is my hobby.
Okay.
Speaking, yes.
Okay.
And we created this digital wellness course for Anna University. They were gracious enough to include this as an optional subject for their engineering college students.
Okay.
And when we were training some of our friends to teach that, some of the meditation teachers to teach this subject, they wanted a book. So I didn't have any. That's when I was forced to write this.
तो इसके अलावा भी कुछ लिखा है?
Yes, I've co-authored a couple of other books.
Okay.
One is on power of concentration. It's published by Penguin. It's available online on Amazon. And the second book is published by Siddhanta Foundation in Chennai. That's not available online. You have to order from them. It's Introduction to Bharatiya Vignan. That is Introduction to Indian Knowledge Systems.
Okay.
So that I have authored along with my professors.
Okay. So घर पे then what else? Cooking वगैरह you like?
My mom doesn't allow me because she
Why?
says even for I'm a little finicky about cleanliness.
Okay.
So I wash my hands and I wash all the utensils and everything, including all the vegetables, more than required. So she says only for putting some rasam and some rice, you will take 1.5 hours. हटो यहाँ से.
That's why.
So she would never allow me to do any cooking. And the only time I cook is when I go to US because I don't eat any cooked food outside. So I carry my own portable kitchen.
अच्छा बाहर का कुछ नहीं
मैं नहीं
खाएंगे?
खाता हूँ.
कुछ भी नहीं?
No, fruits and sometimes a few chocolates here and there, but otherwise no cooked food. I don't eat that. And that's how it's been for most of my life.
Since when have you been practicing this? Food ka specifically?
More than 30 years now.
More than
I'm still
30
alive.
years. Okay. तो उसके पहले बाहर का वगैरह यूज?
Very less. Because well, the kind of background I come from, there was not even enough money for me to indulge in all those. So it was very rare going out. So when I go to US, I do the cooking, and we used to have some colleagues who would travel with me. And yes, I did cook. There are about 30 people who have eaten what I have cooked in the last so many years. And the last I heard, all of them are alive.